finished another briefcase for a client, and this thing is huge. It's based off of my Bridle briefcases. This is a new style, and I'm going to explain to you why. I think the best way for me to explain this style to you is tell you how it was developed. I had a doctor come for me to visit the shop from down south, and he wanted to build a briefcase. He wanted something big, and he wanted something more almost like a file cabinet, because this is how he explained it to me. He works on a bench. I forgot the type of doctor he was, but he sees his patients and they're lying on almost like a bed, almost like a bench, like this, what he explained and he has all his files and his documents underneath. And with his current briefcase, he's always got to open it, and the flap doesn't stay open, and it's closing. He wanted almost like a file cabinet that he takes home, and obviously it looks nice and it lasts. Another requirement is he wanted to make sure he wanted a 10-year at least bag, and that's what I was building in mind. Like I build all my briefcases in mind to last that long term. So that was it. He wanted something that's extremely easy to get into, virtually stays open on its own when it's under his table, and then he closes it and goes home for the day. So as you know, I do my flap over briefcases, and these open up and it's great, but they don't stay open on their own. They tend to flap back, and I never say when I use a continuous piece for my for the back flap, I never say to completely, you know, all the way open the leather onto the flesh part, onto the top part of the skin, just because you build a crease there and it destroys the leather over time. So you don't want to do that. If you ever wanted to keep it open and open it all the way, we would do something like what I have done here. I built a pivot on this briefcase, and I used to do this a while ago, and I never really developed it as much. A few years ago, I built this first sample, and it basically does that. It pivots. It gives you the most easiest access you can get into a briefcase without having to bend, you know, the flap this way all the time, because like I said, it does destroy the leather. It opens up and you have access to it. And that's what he wanted. He wanted a briefcase with multi compartments, because he wants to file his files and keep them underneath his table so he can get to them easy, but he doesn't want to deal with the flap when it's open, and he wants to be able to obviously close it up, make it look nice, make it look presentable, like he's carrying something really nice. So that's what I built it on. I never really developed this style until now, until this request. Never really had much of a request for this. Coming to find that maybe it might be a good option, especially for briefcases like this, almost like a file cabinet type of briefcase. So this briefcase, it's a new style. I'm not sure what I'm naming it right now. It has 4 sections, so the whole width is 6 inches. It's got 2 inches here, 2-inch compartments here, and then 1-inch compartments here. It has the back newspaper pocket, bottom cross-stitch handle, which another request that he wanted to put the stitching outwards. I usually do a bottom cross-stitch. He wanted the top cross-stitch. He just wanted something different. He wanted to show the blueness to it. That's another thing on this briefcase. I'm using navy thread on this black bridle, and especially on top, it looks really nice. It gives it, you know, it's not all black, completely black. Gives it a hint of some color. He was going to go with the yellow like I do on the Bridle that's got the dark green and the yellow. He wanted to do that, but I think his wife and his daughter changed his mind, and I guess they thought it was just a bit too much, too bright. Which, I don't know, I thought it would have came out nice. I think white stitching would be nice, even though that would definitely be really like out there bright or cream or mellow. But he did he settled for the navy blue, and I think it's a great option. Looks really nice, especially the stitching on the latches. So like I said, that's that. On here, I put my Marcellino Latches, and I put the combination lock. Just so you know, if you don't know much about this lock, you got to check it out on my other videos. This lock, it's called a clock lock. It works, it sets like a clock. So if you have a time that's special to you, say 3:43, you'll set it. The small dial sets the hour, the 3, and the big dial would set the minutes. And you could just set it and leave it. You don't need to set it each time to open it up. It stays open if you keep it on its number. So that's the combination lock. Now I also include these leather wrapped latches. In the beginning, they're a bit stiff, so they might be a little bit, you might be a little bit cautious to get them in and out. Eventually they soften and it does become easy to open. If you don't like them, they come off, they're removable. So this briefcase is not lined, it's naturally lined. He wanted to keep the weight down, and which the suede doesn't add that much. If it adds a pound at that, on some maybe with 4 compartments it might add a pound, if that. But either way, we're dealing with weight. This is this bridle leather to begin with is just on the thicker side. This is actually not the thickest, and it's not the thinnest. It's about the medium from what I normally would use. This is a big briefcase, still heavy, very durable. But this is what it's all about. This briefcase. Here's the inside. This is what it's all about. The pivot. So you want a briefcase that stays open and easy to access. There it is. He takes his briefcase now. He puts it onto the table. He's always got access to any of his files, his laptop, any of the computers, always throughout the workday. Also, the good thing about it, this thing is removable. So let's say down the road it damages somehow, which I build these like tanks. I don't see it, but maybe you want to change it. Maybe you just want to take it off. Don't deal with it. If you want to do that, these are removable. You'll just get just a piece, something, just to push into the bar. This is an aluminum bar, very strong and lightweight. Just push into it until it comes out. And then you're just going to pull out the bar, aluminum. So this comes off. That's the beauty about it. That's the best part about this briefcase. So if you wanted to do that every day, you got yourself a nice file cabinet. Here's your file cabinet. Goes underneath your desk. Get to all your files really nice, really easy. End of the day, you're ready to go home. Sure, it could get a bit tedious to do this every day. Depends how you work. Maybe you'll just leave this for the whole week. I don't know. You could find a way if this is something that's suitable to you. Maybe you just want the fact that it opens all the way. That's what this doctor is getting it for. That fact. I don't see him taking it off. At least he didn't say that he would do that. Maybe now that he knows he can, maybe he'll find a use for that. But if you just wanted it just for that, then the easy access of it, the fact that this flap opens all the way and you don't have to crease the leather or anything like that, I think is the best part. So like I said, it's removable, so it just gives you that option. When you put it back in, just be careful with the bar. You're gonna find its loops. And there it is. Pushing it a little bit so it's out of the way. You got yourself a briefcase again. That opens up. So that's this briefcase. I said, don't know the style, name of it. If you're interested, reach out to me, and I can do this pivot on most any styles that I currently run to begin with. There might be a little bit of an upcharge because there is a lot going on to it, a lot of stitching and a lot of designing to it to make sure it's correct, but it's not going to be that big of an upcharge to one of the existing styles. I'll have this style online that you can start from soon. So that's it.